All right. Hello, everybody. This is Miss G with Miss G's Crafting, etc. I promised everyone I'd have a recording at least once a month, and I've been teetering on what I would record and do for you guys today. So today, I had been working on a wedding set of glasses for a wedding. Just to be seeing, trying how things would look. I had already made the bride's glass, and I'm going to show that to you right now. The bride's glass this is the bride's glass, and it's covered in, believe it or not, this is crushed eggshell mixed with white glitter. Again, this is crushed eggshell mixed with white glitter. And her glass has the diamond ring and the wedding band inside in a heart shape. And at the top, there are rhinestones. I glued rhinestones on. And then when I finished it, I covered it again with what they call dishwasher safe. Believe it or not, these only should be hand washed. But Mod Podge makes a dishwasher safe Mod Podge that I use to cover it again and then add more eggshells to it. Now the eggshells gives it a rough texture, but it's just different. It feels good in your hands, and it looks like lace. And it has it looks like how lace would look on a dress. But it's really different, and no one's doing this. This is just something I've tried on several things, and I save eggshells and I crush them up. I wash them and crush them up. Now, what they use eggshells for, a lot of different things. I think when I first did this one, I was watching someone grind up eggshells to make something to take orally, and I wondered why I just couldn't crush them up in the same way and use them as a medium on different projects. And I found it works really great on glasses, and I've did with several different glasses. But today, I was going to do with you guys, show you how I started, because I'm going to work on the groom's glass. And the groom's glass is not going to be as embellished with the ring inside or anything, but I'm going to do a heart shape. Okay, so that's the wedding glass for the bride. These are my eggshells that have been crushed. I use a blender. And then if they're not small enough, I take my spoon, or I use a grinder, just where you break them down. Where I use this right here, and I crush them in a bowl, and I get them down not too fine. You don't want them too fine, if not you end up with the dust, and you don't want the dust for your glasses. Okay, you want them to still be where you can see them, but you don't want any big sizes. So it's just an eye judge of what you want to work with when you do the eggshells. And basically that's what I do. Okay. And I use just glitter. Depends on what color you're working with. Some of my eggshells I put food coloring in, and mix it with that, and add a little vinegar to hold the color in. But I just basically let it sit for a while, because it has to dry if you use food coloring, and it has to dry before you use it. So that's a couple of days. But anyway, we're not going to go there. When I decide to show you how to do that, I'll try to do a video on that. Okay, again, these are eggshells mixed with glitter. Let's see if I can get you a good shot. I don't know if you can see this, but it's mixed with glitter. I got my Mod Podge dishwasher safe. I got my sponge to apply the Mod Podge. And I have my glass. I set my glass inside of a plate. It just makes it easier for me. And I clean it off with alcohol. And it doesn't take long to do it. I get the glasses from the dollar store, or wherever I can find a good deal on them. Sometimes you can buy 8 glasses in a box for $8 or $7.99. It depends on where you shop at. These, I believe, I got these from the dollar store maybe last year or so. And I've been trying to finish this particular glass set, bridesmaid, for a while. And hopefully they'll sell, somebody will like them, and someone will buy them for a wedding or anniversary party. It's no set thing. I don't put groom on it. I don't put bride on them. But you just be able to distinguish which one is which. Okay, that should be dry by now. Okay, also now, let's see. I have already cut out my heart. And a heart, again, this is a groom's glass, so it doesn't have to look as festive and feminine as a male's glass. But a small heart instead of the big heart. So I'm adding my heart to it. And I use painter's tape to add my heart to it. It seems to work better for me. I just did a couple of layers of painter's tape and tape it together. Then I drew the heart. I'm pretty free-handed with her when I do hearts. So I like doing that. Then you press it down really good because again you're gonna be adding your glue around it, and you want to make sure that you don't have it really on top of the tape, because then it starts to look really messy and you don't want that. I'm thinking that I could have did this a little sharper, but we're gonna see. Okay, and let's see what I need to do. Also, I use my sponge. Some people like to use a brush, but the sponge for some reason just easier for me to apply. I do pour it out in my, where's my, come on, I usually have something to pour it in. I'm trying to see. I try to have it all together. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I have it in a container. Make sure nothing's in it that'll hamper the glue, because you don't want anything mixed in your glue. And Yep. Let's see. Sometimes you have to mix it up. Okay. And what I do is I pour a little in, that way you don't waste it. You don't want, because you don't add it back to that. And you're trying to glob your glue on. You don't want to glob the glue on. You want to make sure that it's in layers. Okay. And we're going to get our spoon together. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our sponge. And we're going to work with our glass. And you'll add your glue. And I try to do it as close to the heart as I can, but not on the heart. Again, it can be kind of messy. And I go around the glass. And I don't need painter's tape for this because I do the stem as well. Okay. I forgot one thing. Oh, and I gotta make sure that I take care of that now. I can do it with this. Of course, we do not want to be drinking this when we drink out. That's why I make a layer. I forgot to add the tape, and I'm going to do that right now. I want to add the tape to where you stop at. I think I got my alcohol still on here. Yep. Okay. So just bear with me while I add the tape to this. Because if you want to stop where they have the lips, on the glass, again, this is a texture. And it feels good in the hand. It feels good in the hand. But you don't want to, you don't want it on your lips. It may not feel good when you drink your champagne or your, whatever you drink out of your glass. And you can apply this eggshell, this particular thing. You can apply this even to your wine. Everybody's into drinking wines now. You can apply it to drinking in your wine glass design if you choose to. I've done that too, I think, and it looks great. Okay, just bear with me while I do this, because I definitely don't want to put this close to the lip, and I want to add the rhinestones to it as well. So there we go. All right, so I'm gonna have to touch up a little more glue around it so I can add my shells. Okay, so let's get that together. Oh, I don't have to worry about that part. Okay. All right. Now, this is what I do. Just like if you were adding a glitter, you add the shells the same way. And I pick up the glitter and shells together. And I sprinkle. And I sprinkle. Okay. Again, you try to. I did not put too much glue close to the heart because you don't want the heart to look messy or anything. And I hold it over the plate, of course, so we can reuse the eggshells again. And you take your time. I do at least 2 coatings, just like if you were glittering. Again, you would do 2 coatings, just like if you were glittering. Okay. And I pat down with the spoon sometimes to make sure it's adhering. Just like I say, everything is just, you treat the eggshells just like glitter. You pat down. Sure, it's going to be a little rough texture where we finish, but it's also going to look just like the bride's glass. And it's going to look frosted in areas. And that's why I go over it again, because sometimes that the glue doesn't hold all of it. You know how decoupage glue, it tends to dry. It's not supposed to dry fast, but it does dry fast. So I end up putting more on top, and this is why I don't put my decoupage I don't put any brushes inside of decoupage glue, because I don't want anything transfer into it that I can't use it on anything else. And most of the smart crafters are like that. They're not going to apply use it from the bottle. They'll put it in the top. In this case, I put it in. I have so many of these little cans of dog food cans I recycle to use them in my craft room and whatever. They make nice, projects as well. And as I pat that, and I shake down, I turn, okay, and I cover. And I do this like this. I have it pressed up against me as I go and turn. And then I apply some more. And I just dab. The sponge works good for me, because even if I transfer eggshells when I'm doing it's fine, because it just goes back onto the project. Okay. And like I say, I continue. I have plenty of these. Again, I've done, when I use in colors, I've come up with quite a few different ones. And it's just fun to do. It's just something to do. I know everybody uses glitter, but again, I like this. So this is Gwen. This is Miss G's idea of how to use it. And I'm hoping other people, when I show you this, if they like this project, they'll, instead of throwing all those eggshells away, they'll wash them and dry them and crush them. Because I think they use them on nail polish. I don't know how that works, but I'm thinking that's where I saw this idea. And they use it in nail, but I just couldn't see, because it had to be really fine to be kind of bulky on your nails. But again, it's what people like. The texture part is really what people like. If they like that, then they're going to do that. Okay. All right, I got to spoon some out. And sometimes you'll see your eggshell, if you don't get the membrane quite right, some of the eggshells, membrane, it's yellow when it dries and everything. You try to take that out so that won't end up on your project. And if I don't catch all of it, I do try to make sure it doesn't end up on my project by taking it off, like now. I saw that I took that, flipped that off of there. And I try to take that off as quick as I see it, because it's very easy to become part of a project. You don't want that. And try to use too much glue. You want it on there and you want it to stick, but you don't want to use a lot of glue. You don't want to do that. And like my little tape from my heart is trying to be a little terrible. And what I'm going to do is, right now, I'm going to stand this glass up in my bowl of eggshells. while I regroup with this. I gotta put this back in here. So I'm just spilling my eggshells back into the little can that I was pouring it out of so that I can continue. Yeah, that's basically what you do. Okay, so now I can continue with the glass, and see, it's coming along pretty good. I'm hoping I'm getting a good camera. And I continue with my the glue. And I'm going to press it back up against me again, only so it gives me a lot more leverage. A lot more leverage. Let's see. Turn it sideways. I'm still trying to keep the shape of my heart going. Like I said, you don't want it anything up under your heart or shaped like your heart. You want to stay ahead of it. So I'm going to press it up against here like this. I'm holding the heart down because some of this blue tape is not like it used to be. I probably need to invest now into the frog tape because the blue tape, painter's tape, doesn't always stick like it's supposed to. You know, it's just like duct tape now. All the duct tape is not as sticky as it used to be either. So, right, but blue tape, again, it serves a purpose because it's easy to cut and apply. You just have, in this case, I'm holding it with my thumb as I press the glass against my chest so it won't slide up under the heart. So I can keep the heart shape, which is what I'm really concentrating on. I want the heart shape to be there when I finish. And the only way I can do that, I have got to hold this down like this. And I have got to very carefully, see, it wants to come off. And what I can do, I'm going to have to, it's a way to get around it. But hopefully I'll be able to show you my trick when I finish. Because it's all about not getting the glue there. Yeah, it's all about not getting the glue there. So, it's just about there. All right, I'm going to put it back in the center like I had it. Press it back up against my chest like I had it, rather. Back up to the center like I had it. And then I'm going to make that little crease. Let's see if I get that. I'm going to try to make that little crease that I get for the heart. You know, the one that actually shapes. And if I slide the heart down just right, I can get that little crease that I need. And that's the crease like that right down in the center where the heart joins to those little curves. And that's where I'm trying to be right now. Can you see it? There it is. I got it. And just so that I got this glue stick here. I just want to get this curve going just right. So I'm going to take this little part of the stick. And you can do this with a Q-tip. While your glue is still wet, you can kind of fine tune or finesse the shape of your heart by circling the edges with a toothpick. I prefer a toothpick, and that's why this is stick. This is one of my skew sticks I use. I use several of these in my project too. They come in handy. I use whatever works, and most crafters do. Whatever works is what we use. Okay, so as you can see, that's the heart. And the heart is smaller than the heart that's on the that's on the brass, because again, this is a groom's glass. Doesn't need all that embellishment. So while I'm waiting for all the other stuff to set, I'm going to continue down the glass at the bottom, adding my glue, because now I'm done with the hard part. And the hard part really was holding that heart in there, because my tape, you know, sometimes your tape doesn't work. You use masking tape. I don't know what else you could use. Some people use that that glue, that puffy glue, and they shape and they pull it off later. I haven't tried that, but if you're good with that, you can make your heart with the puffy glue onto the glass. And after you finish glittering it, everything, and it's dry, you pull the puffy glue off. After the puffy glue dry, that way your heart is set. But you just make sure again not to add your not to add too much glue. Oh, it looks good though. I don't know if you think it looks good. I think it looks good. Okay, it's coming along just fine. And and you can tap your glass. You can tap it. I tap it sideways again, because you don't want anything falling down into the heart, and it, you know, when you get to it, then you got to work with trying to get it off. But again, this is what it looks like. This is going to be a long video. I'm really sorry about that. And save this heart. I didn't mean for it to be a long video. But again, some things are. I did a 2-part last month. It was okay. I'm getting better with it. I wish that I had a way to do it live. But at this point, I don't. So, anyway, I'm going to continue down the glass. Down the edge of the glass. I'll put my fingers on the inside the glass so that I can do this part. And basically, I'm going to do the bottom part. If I do the bottom part, it would be fine. And I just do the bottom part. I do the edge around. And again, my whole point is just to make sure I got the top part done pretty good. And I do this part. And this part is a little easier and less cumbersome, because however it comes out is always cool. And you just sweeping this up on here. And you turn it. And you sweep it up on there. But you got anything, it works really good. And then you turn it sideways. Okay, and then you sweep some more up there. And as you sweep it on, you can pat again. You treat it like it's glitter, because it works like glitter. You know, it takes a little more work to it. You add a little more decoupage. And I use the glazed decoupage. I'm sorry, if I don't use the dishwasher safe one. And I like the glaze better, because it does shine when you use it, when it dries. I'm just starting to use this washed, what you call it, the dishwasher safe decoupage. It doesn't shine as much, I don't think. But I believe when I do sell my glasses or give my glasses as gifts, I generally give them a type label by myself, letting them know that this is a hand wash item only. And hand wash means just that, hand wash. Again, how much washing do you need to do with your champagne glass and wine glasses? That's all you drinking out of it is wine, and you shouldn't have any dirty fingers or sticky fingers. You know, children don't get to drink out of these. So I make sure that they're dishwasher safe, and I make sure I give them a label as such. And I don't have a set thing that I do. I just whatever inspires me, however I'm feeling when I get up. My crafting is set up to whatever I want to do. I can just, you know, put my hand on something. I'm doing this today, or I feel like doing this today. I may make jewelry one day, or I may make a bag, or I may do a glass. You know, I'm rambling right now only because I'm trying to not take all day doing this, because it's not an all day project. I let my glass sit for 24 hours before I add the next set of, before I add any more glitter on it. So now I'm doing the end here. I'm hoping that you can see this. Oh, no. Let's come this way. And yes, it could get messy. I'm trying to get back on this. There you go. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Now I'm pouring the eggshell on the stem. I put the glue on it already. Again, I let this sit for 24 hours. Then I go back and add more glue and add more eggshells. And once I add my eggshells, again, and it's like two to three layers. Depends on what texture you're looking for. With me, I don't like to see a lot of glass after I finish. But with the white eggshells, that happens, but not always. With the coloring, it's easy to see where you have clearness, and you can look under the bottom of the stem and see where you still have to go. But that's the only thing. But again, if you let it sit for 24 hours, and you go back, add some more decoupage lightly, and just like glitter, fill in the spaces, and you'll get a nice, good look, and they feel great in your hands. I was actually made it, like I said, I made a few of them, and the people like the way it feels. And so, it's something good to try. And I just did a eggshell bra and bikini set on a figurine for my sister, and I'm knowing she's gonna like it. Again, like I say, it has a different texture. It looks different, but it's cool, and I like the fact that it is a different type of media. Again, I tried to recycle stuff. Eggshells. Hey, I eat enough. If you wouldn't believe, I won't go there. I eat a lot of eggs. I like eggs. I was told I should stop eating so many eggs, but I know how that is. You got to eat something. People tell you don't eat things. But anyway, I digress. I'm mumbling. But in the long run, okay, this is what your glass looks like. And you shake it, and this is what it looks like. That's the heart, and the heart is smaller, and I will not be putting anything inside the heart again because this is the groom's glass. Okay, it will probably get a ribbon that goes with it, but I will let it dry, and when I come back, I'll do the next set, but when I come back, I'll make this part 1, and then I'll do part 2, and part 2 will show you when I add the rhinestones to it. Okay, and then we can finish this up. Okay, this is Gwen with Miss G's Crafting, etc. I'll talk to you tomorrow or whenever. This is part 1 of how to use eggshells on your wedding glass. All right, have a good day. Bless you. Bye-bye.